when the movie came out, like it wasn't great for me. Like I'd already been acting for a long time. I'd had a TV series with Warner Brothers from the guys who did 30 something. Like I had like a body of work already. And then I did this movie and it was almost like I think there's like this kind of this like you're put out to pasture when you start being a dad on a Disney show. And I was like, what's happening? And like back then, there wasn't a bunch of streamers. There wasn't like a lot of places you could go. So like I was trying to get on like a cool series on HBO. That was like the one really cool spot back then, 20 years ago. And they're like, oh, the dad from Disney? No, we don't want, no, like what? No. So like it was like everybody's like, oh wow, did this really like blow up your career? And I was like, actually, no, it's terrible. For like 10 years, it was terrible. And then the movie, I don't know what happened. Like it changes categories when it becomes like a phenomenon or something. I don't know. Or it's like a cult classic now. Now it's nostalgia. Now it's like the last 10 years have been amazing because now even better now because the some of my Wildcats are out there like studio heads and showrunners on series and like calling me and go like, oh, we got to bring Coach in for this role. I'm like, I'm all about it. Let's go. So it's been great. But here's a weird thing is that I get stopped more now than I did 10 years ago. Like I'll walk through the airport, I'll get stopped 10 times. It's it's wild that it's like, and sometimes they're little kids, like they were born after the movie came out, which is super fun. It's not a mistake that it like became what it was. Like it really is. I really think it's like everybody just cared so much, and from top to bottom, the music and the lyrics and the dance and the choreography, the way that Kenny would, he choreographed Michael Jackson for 16 years, and he brought like all his knowledge, Xanadu and Dirty Dancing, all his, experience and talent, and he put it into this to make like the choreography is not super hard, but it's like everybody knows how to do it. Everybody wants to do it. Like everybody, it's you go away singing the song. It's just it's it's been really cool to be a part of that. And that's what surprised me the most is how big it went. They didn't do any special advertising. They advertised it like any other movie. And when it premiered, it was the most watched cable movie in the history of television. Like, what? That blew me. Like when that happened, I was like, what? And then I guess taking my kids to school at elementary school, like 2 weeks later, and 400 kids on the playground, like I was like, what the heck's going on? And then the school's like, hey, you can't come here anymore. It was like, it was a problem. So uh, it was like all of that, the reaction and the way globally, like around it's so fun to travel around the world, especially when it's like a country you least suspect or in like a small town in a country on the other side of the world. And like people have this reaction of like, Coach, what are you doing here? And like, freaking out. It's so fun. The idea was to introduce three new characters in the third movie that would start a new class, younger kids, and then we'd repeat the formula, Disney Channel movie again. And that was the idea. But it just didn't really work. Like it's hard to replace Zac Efron. Like he's like he was a little bit lightning in a bottle, and it was like he was so good and charismatic and I think it just for whatever reason it was there, it existed, and then it didn't. And then someone wrote another High School Musical 4 script, and I get the script and I read it. I'm like, oh, let's go. This is great. It's like getting the whole band back together. Like I love it. And then that didn't work out. Then they did another one where it's the two high schools and I can't say like what it was, but it's like I'm reading, I'm like, yeah, this is great, this is great, I love it. That I'm the in that one I was the head of the entire sports department at the school, so I was involved in all the different sports. So like as long as I'm in there, it's a great movie. That was my standard, and so like I was pretty stoked about that one, and then that one went away, and then there was going to be one about soccer, and I'm like, finally a sport I really, really know. And then that one, then when I was a vice principal in one, and it was really fun. I was like, oh, please make me a vice principal. It's like not the principal, but like the vice principal. That's like, come on, I just like I love the the idea of that. So I don't know. There was a couple different TV series along the way too. I do have a TV series I pitched to Disney that I think it's like I can't say too much, but it was like Coach Bolton's like after school kind of story of like dealing with like troubled kids, and like they end up doing a musical. I think that's the $1 million question. I think time, like enough time goes by and it has, I think. I think any time sooner would have been wrong. Like everybody would have felt like, oh, what are we doing? Like, but now it's different. Now it's a cult movie that people care about around the world. So now it makes a lot more sense. Doing it earlier, I think, and you have like Zach and Vanessa, they're like navigating like very serious careers. I feel like if the right script came along, I think Kenny would. I think everybody would do it. I think they'd do it. But we need everybody. We need the whole gang. Like half the cast is just not. It's not the same. We need everybody. So what does that mean? The right concept, the right script, the right timing. Enough time has passed. Like I think it would have been such a mistake to do it sooner. But like, hey, everybody's still here, so we could do it. I make a living doing other stuff, but there's a special place in my heart that's always like, I want to create something and do something in the East High universe just because I love it so much. I mean, I've had the best. What's your guys' fault? It's all the fans' fault. They're so good to me. People are so nice to me. Like the comments are always like so supportive and loving and kind. I'm like, thank you. I'm humbled, but I'm so appreciative of that. So it makes it even a more special place in my heart for all this stuff. So I hope we well whether Disney does it or not, I will always do it. Like I do skits and stuff on TikTok and people love it, and I'll always keep it alive on some level in some creative way. Coach is here for you.